Hi. So today I want to talk to you about how I am deepening my commitment and my devotion to myself, deepening my devotion to my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, my vision, not just my vision for my life, but my vision for the community that I'm creating and building and everything else that's on its way to me, things that I'm not even aware of. What's inspiring this video today, because it's been such a long time since I've uploaded. There's this woman that I started following a few months ago on Threads, and I'm now subscribed to her here on YouTube. Her name is Glow Atanmo. I think Atanmo. And she uploads to YouTube every single day. Every single day. And it's been so inspiring watching her journey and how her business has grown and how, she's just more confident, more at ease, and just has really been able to create magic for herself simply by showing up for herself every single day. So I've been going through such a massive initiation over these last few weeks, honestly, these last few years, but it's really intensified over these last few weeks. I just got back from helping to co-facilitate a retreat in Egypt, which I'm going to be doing a video about another day. I'll talk a little bit about Egypt today, but I'm going to go in depth about that retreat experience in a video that I'm going to be filming maybe later this week. But to go back to Glow, and her uploading every day, she just posts so many beautiful videos and offers such great insight and wisdom into just how easy this can be. And as someone who is a recovering perfectionist, who overthinks a lot of my creativity, and it causes me to go into like a freeze mode where I just don't put anything out because I'm overthinking it, or I don't think it's good enough. Or I want to do something that's super ambitious outside of what's actually necessary for that moment, what the moment is calling for. Her content has been so helpful in that, because not only does she upload every single day, she doesn't do any edits, and she doesn't do like intricate thumbnails. And those are all of the things that have really slowed me down in my creativity as it relates to YouTube. And so when she was saying, I don't do edits, I was like, what do you mean you don't do edits? What do you mean? Tell me more. Because, we only have so much time and energy in the day, and the amount of energy and time that it takes to edit videos for YouTube sometimes, it just makes it very difficult to stay enthusiastic and passionate about it, even when what it is that I'm sharing is really, really important and meaningful for me. And I also have discovered that it just sort of creates this pressure, or I've created this pressure for myself where, I have to like outline everything, and these are the talking points and all of the things. And I don't really want to do that. I do my best when I'm just vibing, when I'm just riffing, when I'm just speaking off the cuff, when I'm teaching classes and people ask me questions. That's where my channel opens up. That's where I come alive. I don't really like to have a lot of planning and structure around my teachings and the way that I express myself. And so this video is an experiment of me just getting on camera and talking with no intentions of editing whatsoever. Whatever happens is what happens, and I'm going to post this tonight. And so I'm really excited about that. And it's making me feel a lot more grounded in how I can show up on this platform, because I love long form content. I spend most of my time when I'm engaging in any type of entertainment or social media. YouTube is my go-to. Like, I watch YouTube like television. I have a premium YouTube account, so I don't have to listen to ads or watch ads or anything like that. I love YouTube so much. And I've been feeling called for well over a year to focus my energy on YouTube versus the short form content that is on Instagram. I've also found that I just have to put in a lot more work to connect to people on Instagram. And even though I love that platform and I love, some of the things that I create, everything that you make just sort of disappears after a while. Or if it doesn't get picked up by the algorithm because it's not being heavily engaged with in those first that first hour or so that you post something, then all like hours and hours and hours that you spend creating a post can feel like, what was this for? What was the purpose of this? And so honoring my desire and pull towards really focusing more on long form content is something that just feels really good to me. And I'm just so grateful to Glow for showing up on this platform and sharing her wisdom and sharing her knowledge and helping other people like myself realize that it doesn't have to be difficult. And so I'm very, very excited about that. And so, yeah, like this is about, ultimately, it's about really showing up for myself and being devoted to my passion, being devoted to my mission, being devoted to my purpose. And the desire has been there, and I have little moments, little bursts and pockets of energy, but then I burn out. And, something that I'm going to be talking about in a video soon is I'm going to be talking about human design. And human design is something that I really love and I'm really passionate about. And I do readings for human design. And in the framework of human design, I'm a projector. And if you know anything about human design, you know that projectors, we don't have consistent access to sacral energy, which is that life force energy. And so sometimes a lot of the advice that's given to people who are in the content creation or using social media platforms for their businesses, a lot of that advice just isn't applicable for projectors because our bodies just operate so differently. And so this finding ways that I can show up for myself that honor my energy capacity, my energy capabilities has been something that I've been really mulling over. And, going back to what I was saying before about like this initiation that I've been going through, having gone to Egypt, when I got to Egypt, I realized, and I've known this, but it became so clear when I was in Egypt that I am just not thinking big enough. I'm not allowing myself to be in the full desire of my dreams and in the full desire of all of the things that I know I'm capable of and that I know are possible for me. And I knew before I left Egypt that I was not going to come back as the same woman that went to Egypt. I actually knew that before I went to Egypt. I was pretty resistant about going when I received the invitation because I was just like, I don't know, like, what do I really want to go to Egypt? What am I going to do in Egypt? Like all of these things. But what I knew deep down inside was that the resistance I was feeling was that I knew this experience was going to change me in ways that I would never be able to come back from. And thank God. Because even just in these last few weeks since getting back, I have felt like this surge of creativity and deeper passion and inspiration. And I'm just so excited about this new version of me that is now sitting here recording this video right now. And I'm excited about the fact that over the next several days, weeks, months, years even, I get to allow that to unfold and be unearthed and be revealed to you and anybody else who shows up to engage with and absorb what it is that I have to share. I'm really, really excited about that. And one of the big things for me that I realized, is that I haven't been going big enough in my work. I haven't been going big enough in my business, in my teachings and in my offerings. And so for those of you who are not familiar with me, I wear a few different hats. On one hand, I'm an actress, and I've been an actress since I was honestly a teenager. I was in theater arts in high school. But I moved to New York when I was 18 years old to pursue acting as a profession. And I've had a lot of success as an actress. And I've also had a lot of really difficult things that have happened to me in Hollywood as a result of me just being who I am, carrying the spiritual lens that I have and carrying the convictions that I have. But again, another video for that also. And on the other hand, I am an intuitive guide. I'm a spiritual teacher. I'm someone who is so passionate about helping women recognize, remember, and reclaim their feminine essence. I teach dark feminine wisdom, dark goddess wisdom, shadow work, going into the depths, descending into the lowest levels of our consciousness and our traumas and our memories that are stored in our bodies as women, and excavating and unearthing them, shining light and having grace, compassion, and reverence for this part of ourselves, or these parts of ourselves that are very often suppressed due to the pressures of society and a lot of the conditioning that's imposed on us in society as women and as girls. And so that work is something that I'm so passionate about. And in my work, I teach women how to show up in their full expression, how to honor their feelings, and how to, be big. Like, stop playing so small. Stop letting yourself be, diminished by the perceptions of society, or the perceptions of your family or your community that wants you to be small, or wants to use your life force, extract your life force for their own use. My flagship, or like foundational class that I have been teaching for the last couple of years, is called Selfish Bitch. And this class is so important to me, and it's so impactful for the women that take it, because it's not only a reclamation of those terms, because so many women are referred to as selfish for standing in their own power, for honoring themselves, and for honoring their calling, their soul's missions. Or they're called bitches for being direct, or for saying the truth without feeling like they have to edit themselves or sugarcoat the things that they say. Or women are often just called a bitch for simply saying no, for setting boundaries and enforcing those boundaries. And so this class is all about shifting our perception around these terms, selfish, this term bitch, and reclaiming that as sort of like a badge of pride and a badge of honor. Because for you to be labeled these things, especially in our society, to me, it means you're doing something right. And I think a lot of the things that women struggle with is not, or one of the things that women struggle with a lot is not really understanding who and what we are as women, like the divinity that we hold as being women, like the absolute intangible, priceless value that we hold as women. And so that's also something that I teach in this class. And every time I've taught this class, it has been so profound for the women who experience it. I've taught it to hundreds of women so far. And what I'm always left with after the class is over is this feeling of like wanting to give more, wanting to share more, because it's just a 3-hour workshop. It's a 3-hour masterclass. And I'm only able to scratch the surface in this masterclass. And so since I've been back from Egypt for these last couple of weeks, I've been really thinking, well, what's the next piece? How can I expand? How can I go deeper? How can I go bigger? But I haven't wanted to let go of Selfish Bitch, because a lot of people will put out a creation, they'll put out an offering, and then they'll move on to the next thing. But for me, Selfish Bitch embodiment, Selfish Bitch energy isn't just a one-off. To me, it's a movement, and it's something that I'm feeling is becoming an integral part of my brand. And so I want to expand on this concept. And so I decided to, instead of bringing it back and teaching it as a one-off masterclass or a one-off workshop, expanding it into an initiation, and an initiation that mirrors what it is that I've been initiated into. Because, as I said at the beginning, I realized all of the ways that I have not been existing and expressing to my fullest potential. I have not been in my expansion, and I've held myself back from so many things for many, many reasons that I will continue to unearth and as I share more videos in the coming weeks. But this initiation is for the women who are activated by this concept or this archetype of being selfish, being a bitch, being a selfish bitch, who feel turned on by the power that comes from allowing yourself to be perceived in a negative light, and recognizing that negative light is actually it's illuminating the most incredible aspects of who you are as a woman and what it is that you're here to do as part of your soul mission. And so that initiation is going to be a 21-day initiation, a 21-day immersion that I'm going to be taking these women through starting in January, where for 3 weeks, 2 calls each week, we're going to be unearthing the good girl, like the good girl exorcism, and then going into radical responsibility and radical power, and then finally claiming and rising into that selfish bitch archetype, who is the woman who stands unapologetically, who says no to relationships that don't serve her, who stops mothering men and coddling the people in her lives because she's afraid that if she doesn't overgive and overcompensate, that she will not receive love and that she won't receive attention or she won't feel valued. And so, I will be talking about that in future videos, but I wanted to just honor this impetus and honor this this desire and the motivation to just show up today and to record something and share what's on my heart and share what's so alive with me and what I've been moving through and what I've been working through, and keep that promise to myself that I'm going to be more deeply devoted to my mission, be more deeply devoted to my power and my purpose and what it is that I'm here to do as an act of service for the women who are in my field, who need my wisdom, who need my medicine, who need the gifts that I have been given, that I've been imbued with by God, in order to raise the collective consciousness and help people come back into sacred union within themselves. And so thank you so much for being here and listening and watching. And I'm so excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to hear from you and what it is that is moving through you as you engage with and absorb the transmissions that I'm going to be putting out. And I want to hear your comments and what are your questions that you have? Like, what ideas do you have? What are some of the things that you'd like to see me talk about? Because some of you have been with me for many years and have followed me over to YouTube from Instagram or from my newsletter, or some of you are watching this video. This is your first impression of me. And so I'd like to know, what are the things that you're moving through in your life? What are the things that you need to be held as you're navigating and experiencing? What are some questions that you have for me? What are some topics that are heavy on your heart or heavy on your mind, or that you're really interested in learning more about? I mean, I can't believe I haven't considered doing this before, because I just have so many things that I want to say, and I have felt so stifled and restricted by the parameters that I was placing on myself. And so once again, Glow, thank you. Thank you so much for telling me that actually all you have to do is just record something, and you don't have to edit it, and you don't have to do all this crazy shit. You can just put it out there and people are going to watch it. And taking that pressure off of myself, taking that perfectionism wound and working with that wound, working to heal that wound and remove this need for me to be perfect in order to be accepted, or to not get in trouble because I might say the wrong thing or I might be misunderstood. Those are some of the things that I've been navigating, which I've allowed myself to be held back from being in my full expression. And so, yeah, even just now, I'm like, ooh, I feel so much better. I feel lighter. This feels so much easier, because that's the other thing about being a projector. We need ease, honey. We need ease. We need flow. We need to just be able to and efficiency. That's the other thing, is efficiency. And this process just hasn't felt very efficient for me. And so the idea of just coming on here, recording something, and then taking the whole clip and uploading it, and then just going about my day, I can do that. So, and yeah, I want you all to be able to see more of my personality and me not be so fucking serious all the time. And, which is something that I'm also just, I'm navigating and I'm growing through. And so thank you for witnessing me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me talk for the last 19 minutes. I do have other videos that are really, really wonderful videos that I've put out here on YouTube that I would love for you to watch. But just know moving forward, my format is going to just be sitting down, talking, letting whatever comes out, posting, and then going on about my day, because I want to be able to share more of myself. I want to be able to share more of my knowledge and my wisdom. I want to be able to channel more for you guys and give you the guidance that it is that you're craving, that you're needing, and that you're desiring, so that you can rise into your full expression, so that you can show up in your full power, so that you can be the badass bitch, selfish bitch that you were designed to be. And so if you're curious about my Selfish Bitch initiation, I will drop the link for that. It'll be in the description box, and I'll put it in a comment so that you can read more about that. My DMs on Instagram are always open if you have any questions, or you can email me at andrea@goddessvibes.com. And I love hearing from you all. I love hearing your questions, or how things I've shared have impacted you or moved you or shifted things within you. And enrollment is open for the Selfish Bitch initiation. We start on January 7th. Right now it is at early bird pricing. And so the prices are going to continue to go up over the next few weeks as we get closer to the start date. And they're going to go up without notice. But for right now, they're at early bird prices. And so women are already signing up. I'm so excited to share this next evolution of my Selfish Bitch initiation with you all. And I will see you on the next video, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a couple of days, but it will definitely be very, very soon. Thank you so much. Have a great day, great evening, great night, great morning, wherever you are in the world. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you in the next video.